What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another fly tying tutorial. Today we're going to be tying up a little Euro nymph called the carrot stick. And the hook we have on the device right now is actually a hook I'm going to be releasing at the end of this year. It's just a jig hook, a barbless FlyFiend jig hook. But I'll talk about that in a different video. The bead we have on here is just a silver tungsten slotted bead, and the thread we're using is fluorescent orange 70 denier UTC. So I'm just trying to get this bead kind of in place here so it doesn't spin around on me. The first material we'll be tying in is our tailing. And we're going to be using some Coq Deleon. You can also substitute this for pheasant tail. I've been on a Coq Deleon binge, I guess you could say. So I've been tying everything with this just because you can't go wrong with that barring. So I'm going to get about 3 or 4 here. We're just going to use a pinch wrap to get those on top of the hook shank. Now for my tail, I usually keep it about the length of the body, just like so. Let's bring that up, cut out the little excess there, just get it down nice. Perfect. Next material we're going to be tying in is our rib, and for a rib we're just going to be using some black ultra wire. This is in a BR brassy size. So I'm just going to rip a little piece here off the spool. And I like to tie this in right behind the slot of the bead, right on top. Then I'm going to bring it down to the side here. Just like so. Now for our body material, we're going to be using some Veevus Bodyquill, and this is in the color BQ8. So it's kind of like a brown color. It's kind of like a brown copper, orangey kind of color. And I really like this stuff. It's really awesome stuff if you can get your hands on it, especially if you put some Loon Outdoors UV. I usually use fluorescing flow, or you can use like thin, but it just soaks down into this and it makes it like translucent. It looks really good and really natural. So I'm just going to tie that in, throw a little 2-turn whip finish there just so my thread isn't going to be popping everywhere. I'm just going to grab this Bodyquill and just wrap this in towards the front. As you can see, you can see a little bit of the under wraps there with the orange, and that's okay. That's the whole point why I used the orange underneath rather than my GSP. So once you tie that in, you can just grab your rib now. Let's make some nice open spiral wraps. Up the body till you get to the back of the bead. And you can just tie that in. I'm just going to helicopter this wire out. I'm just going to throw a little 1/2 inch in there. So now I'm going to get a little bit of this Loon Outdoors fluorescing flow. And it's going to soak down into this body a bit. And I'm not going to coat it because I still want to see the ribs. I'm just going to put a little bit on there. It's going to protect it too from the trout's teeth so it doesn't rip it all apart. It just adds a little bit of shimmer to it, I guess. So I'm just going to coat this whole body. Just like so. Now I'm just going to grab my light, hit that for about 10 seconds or so. And with this Loon Outdoors light, it cures it pretty fast. Now for our collar, we're just going to be using a little bit of hare's ear, and I custom blended this. I really like the kind of spiky fibers right off the inner ear. It's kind of hard to dub because it's so coarse, kind of, because I don't mix it with anything else. But it's very spiky, and I've been using it a lot on my Euroflies, and I just like how it works. But you can use just regular hare's ear or whatever. You can even put a hot spot on here if you like. Got a little strand hanging out there. Now all I'm going to do is just build up a little orange collar here. It's a little whip finish. So first I'm going to do like a nice little 4 or 5 turn whip finish. Then I'm going to get a little bit of super glue. Then I'm just going to put that on my thread. Then get my whip finish tool and just throw another 2 or 3 in there just to make sure that's not going to go anywhere. Just like so. Then once this gets wet, it looks really good. I've been fishing this a lot as my point fly. But there you go. Nice little fly. I call it carrot stick. If you have any questions or anything like that about the fly, drop that down in the comment section below. You can see the full list of materials in the description. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I'm going to put out a lot of videos within the next couple of weeks. I've been putting a lot of time at the vise, so I'm trying to produce as many videos as possible. Thanks a lot again for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.